Hey there, it's Mrs. Cary. I am recording today's session 6, studying a mentor text to construct literary essays. Today we are going to be focusing in on what does a writer do to go from making a claim and collecting evidence to actually constructing an essay, and what makes a good literary essay. So today, instead of our usual mini lesson, we will be doing an inquiry. We will be researching this question: what makes a good literary essay, and what exactly does a writer do to go from making a claim and collecting evidence to actually writing an essay. So today's the day. If you think about the work of making an essay as a bit like a barn raising, then today it's time to build that barn. You have the materials you need and the framework. It's time for you to roll up your sleeves and put this thing together. Before you begin, though, writing your draft, I want to suggest that we take time to study a completed essay. So much like I want you to be able to imagine what a completed barn looks like. Yes, I know we're writing an essay. I want you to be able to envision what a completed essay would look like, much like I want you to be able to envision a finished product. So with that said, today we are going to be studying a student mentor text, and the student mentor text is by a girl named Yuko. Yuko, I think, was in the 6th grade when she wrote this, and it's going to be an interesting to study an essay that was written off of a text that we've all been studying as well. And it was written when she was in the 6th grade, who at this point is probably now an 8th or 9th grader. And lots of teachers have said that her essay is quite effective, so it's worth studying. Now, each of you should already have a copy of Yuko's mentor text. So let's take a look at Yuko's mentor text, if I can pull it up here. Nope, wrong one. Okay, so here's Yuko's mentor text. Now, let's see here. While I read the first couple of paragraphs of the essay aloud, notice the different parts of the essay and label or annotate what you notice. Listen closely to my intonation as I read aloud. Now, I'm going to pause here because I'm going to do this on the overhead, but this is Yuko's mentor text, and we are going to be looking at this, and I'm going to do this on the overhead just because I can write on a hard copy and explain what we're doing as I go along. So when we come back, okay, guys, I am not sure where it left off, but when we left, I was going to be writing on the overhead copy. And so now we should be at the point of you have looked at annotating Yuko's mentor text, and here are some of the things that you were looking for. Background info, intro, claim, topic sentence number 1, topic sentence number 2, transition between parts, and yes, that says interniciture transition. That's supposed to say transition. Interior, I think I really moved some parts there. There we go. Interior transition, looking at how Yuko did those specific things like a story example, list of examples, analysis of evidence. And what I wanted you to pay attention to as you were annotating wasn't just that what she did, because I know that you guys are good at noticing what she did, but how she did it. And considered, and then also consider this question: why is this considered well done work? I'm going to give you just a minute to think about that, and then we'll. Okay, so some of the things that I heard, and this is actually from previous classes, so I'm going to give you some of the notes that they gave me, were things like saying, I noticed that the essay included what the character didn't do. And she noticed that Squeaky doesn't think kind thoughts about people, and she doesn't act kindly towards them either. This makes her very hard to love. And when we thought about why Yuko did this, the student said she figured that Yuko did this to highlight what the character did do. So if you noticed that, awesome, hands up. If you didn't, that's okay. I just thought that was an interesting observation. Also, I want to pull a couple of you up to the front of the room to look at Yuko's mentor text, and you note some things based upon what you see. Where did you see her doing any storytelling or summarizing up the story to make to make an example? Did she have those internal transitions? Did she use those thought prompts and things like that? Okay, so that's where we're. Okay, notice now that we've studied the bits that the author has tacked together to construct her introduction, the middle and the last body paragraph, I want you to think, what did the author try? Meaning Yuko, what did Yuko try that I could try? And actually, we're going to go on ahead, and as you're getting ready to begin drafting, I want to point out that before Yuko began writing her essay, she wrote a quick outline to follow as she wrote. She sketched out how the essay would go, jotting keywords such as intro, thesis, new paragraph, topic sentence. And for you guys, I have the outline that we're going to use to help us organize our thoughts. Now, note that you're going to be using, you can use the stuff that we've written previously. I just want us to have an organized kind of outline to give us a roadmap, if you will, as we're, like if you're building a barn, I want you to have your blueprint so you know what parts go where. So, writers, you should have a start to a plan for your essay. Feel free to revise that plan and add elements to it that you may have forgotten. Don't forget, you have so many great ideas already written in your writer's notebooks. Also, look back at Yuko's mentor text and think about how she did it and see if there are elements you could include in your draft. And consider Yuko's mentor text is a well done piece of work. So it is okay to look and say, how does she do it? How can I apply that to my writing? And also today. So your goal for today is to spend most of today writing your draft. Off you go. We're back, and I am pulling aside some students and wanting to help you with some transition phrases and things that will help your essay flow more smoothly, and to tell readers what's coming next in your essay. And so many of you noticed that her transition phrases at the start of each major part of her essay, which is something you learned during 5th grade to include in your writing. Right now, do a quick study of your draft and notice your transitions and compare them to Yuko's. If you want to do a turn and talk, I'm okay with that, but I want you to specifically circle what transitions you have and compare them to what Yuko did. Okay, we're going to do that right now. Okay, this next section is a part of the share, and something that as a writer, we are going to be using a checklist for self-analysis and goal setting. And I want to show you the 5th, 6th grade writing checklist. And one of the things that what we're looking for is, since this is your first essay, we might be looking more at grade 5 and looking at, and if you've already, accomplished some of these steps here, then let's bump it up and let's see how it compares and how you look as far as your writing on a 6th grade level, because ultimately the end of this unit, we want everybody to be in that yes column. We want everybody to be able to say, overall, I explained the topic / text and staked out a position that can be supported by a variety of trustworthy sources. Each part of my text helped build my argument and led to a conclusion. So in this section of your text, did you support it? Did you have evidence? And did you write an introduction? Did you not only state a claim, you also told your readers how your text would unfold? Did you use transitions? Etc. So there are like 3 pages of these, and I will be handing out a classroom set of these, but I think I'll need these back because we are not quite ready to jump into all of these sections. I just wanted to give you guys a brief synopsis as to looking at the first part and saying, okay, where are we at? How are we looking? Overall, lead, transitions, those are things that we've been working on. And remember, Anyone who is looking to improve at something, running, playing the violin, boxing, singing, needs not just to work hard, but also to pause and reflect on what you've accomplished so far and make a plan for how to push yourselves further. So, as you look at this checklist, I want to look through and help you pick out some things that you can work on in the future and think about what area you want to improve. And so I'm going to ask you to pick. Is it, going to be working on your leads, your transitions, your overall? What areas are you going to work on? Also, maybe is it your ending or possibly your organization? I don't want you to go too deep into this. I just want you to look at this first part. Okay, let's see where we're at. Remember to ask yourself this question: how am I doing? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Look at the checklist. How does your writing stand up to the checklist? Have you met the criteria? If I look at your draft, would I see each of those items on the 6th grade list? Could you point out where you tried your hand at something new? Show me evidence of the checkpoints in your draft, then formulate ideas on what you could do to improve. Okay, that's it. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening. See you next time, guys.